If your Prime Minister or President just negotiated a trade deal with a country with a GDP around 3.6 trillion to your 2.67 trillion, you'd say, well done, wouldn't you? But no. They just slate the party in question. They'll just attack them. They'll just attack them because, well, it's the Labour Party, headed up by Keir Starmer. Now, I'm no fan of Keir Starmer, I admit. But I will give credit where credit's due. Now, Boris Johnson tried to negotiate a trade deal with India, and all he managed to do is insult the Indian people. That he did. But Keir Starmer, on the other hand, has managed to negotiate a trade deal that is worth 25 billion on top of the current trade we already do with India. Now, what this will do for the British people post-Brexit, right? Remember Jacob Rees-Mogg, remember him? When he said there will be cheaper shoes for peasants, cheaper clothes for peasants. Well, most of your clothes, if you're buying it from Primark and places like that, well, they're quite frankly be coming from Bangladesh, most likely. Or somewhere in China even. But anyway, in this case, Bangladesh. This will actually bring down the cost of those products, since little or no tariffs are going to be added. And also, increased trade volumes means a better price. It's just how it works, supply and demand. Well, providing the supply is there, that is, the prices should come down. Now, this trade deal, that the UK and India have managed to negotiate is a big deal. You can criticise them as much as you like, but it is a big deal. We're talking about a country that has a GDP of 3.6 trillion. It opens up new possibilities. We're talking about a country that has a rather expanding tech industry in the world where we are going to be subjected to artificial intelligence. So there are opportunities to be had there as well with India. And when you open the door to a country, well, you open the door not just to the current possibilities, but to new possibilities as well. Just like it did when we were in the European Union, But unfortunately, a whole load of feckin' idiots who followed that bloody snake oil salesman, Nigel Farage, put that cross in the wrong box that they did. Now, Labour Party... Like I say, I'm no fan. I'm a bit of a greenie, mate, you see. That's another reason why I'm definitely not a fan of the Reform Party, and say they want to get rid of all the solar panels, even though they're making money, all the wind turbines, even though they're making money. They keep lying about them, saying they're the most expensive form of energy. No, they're not. The way you buy your energy is the most expensive way of buying energy. Whoever bids the highest, that is set the price right across the field of energy, including solar and wind. Even though it's the cheapest form of energy. That's what needs to be revisited. We need to price energy different. All this is doing is making these companies richer and richer and richer. Well, those who actually manage to get the lowest bid aren't necessarily going to be the ones who are going to be out of pocket. They were the ones who are going to be in pocket, because their price is also set by those who got the highest bid. That sets, like I say, it sets the price. It's madness, absolute madness. It's a ridiculous way of actually working out the cost of energy. Well, this trade deal, yeah. So UK and India have agreed a trade deal that will make it easier for the United Kingdom firms to export whiskey. Oh, well, that's Scotland for you then, isn't it? That would be very good for Scotland. That will definitely increase their whiskey sales. I don't know about cows though. It's sacred, isn't it? Yeah, Scottish farmers, your Angus beef and all that, ain't going to do quite so well, I don't think. Well, the British government said that the landmark agreement, which took 3 years to reach, did not include any change in the immigration policy. The one criticism that we heard again and again and again regarding immigration, it's going to open the floodgate, there'll be floodgates, and all the immigrants will be coming in from India. They'll be stealing our jobs and our women, they will, if you know what I mean. Well, no, because there's no change to the immigration policy, you see. So the Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, said the deal would boost the economy and deliver British people and business. Deliver for British people, deliver British people. That's a bit silly. Oh, you having a baby? Well, I'll give you a hand. Last year, the trade between the UK and India totalled $42.6 billion and was already forecast to grow, but the government said the deal would boost the trade by $25.5 billion a year. And this is per year, and that's basically by 2040. So it's a few years ahead, but you'll see some benefits pretty much straight away, as soon as the deal commences. Now, for me, I've got a background in India. My mother was part Indian. You see, she was quarter Indian. She was born over there, came over in the 60s on a boat with my and it does give me a warm, fuzzy feeling in my heart, it does, because I just think about my mother, you see, and all the things she used to tell us, all the stories that she used to tell us when she's growing up as a child, Halloween and all that, and they used to stick ties, paint neckties on a piece of string and try to scare people, saying I think it's a snake and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's just different culture, and I don't see what's wrong with that. People go about the British culture, but what really is it? We are a mix of different people anyway, even within our own so-called British culture. The Scottish people are not the same as the English people. The English people are not the same as the Welsh people. We're all a little bit different. We have our own little ways. And good. And so it should be. It'd be a boring old bloody world if we're the same, wouldn't it? Eh? There ain't many people like me that I do know. Well, so let's get back to the old trade, eh? So the pact would help catalyse trade, investment, growth, job creation and innovation in both our economies. He said on a post on a social media platform, "Stop using X. I'm sick and tired of bloody political parties in the UK using an American platform that hates the UK. Owned by a man that is a Nazi. Stop supporting Nazis. Stop using the platform X. Go on Blue Sky or something like that. I know it's American, but still, at least they've got some morals over there." Now, once it comes into force, which could take up to a year, the UK consumers are likely to benefit from the reduction in tariffs on goods coming into the country from India. The Department of Business and Trade said, the DTI. This includes tariffs on clothing and footwear, so that could be cheaper. Yeah, got nothing to do with Brexit, by the way. Foodstuffs, including frozen prawns, jewellery and gems. Well, I suppose that's got something to do with Brexit, really. Maybe that will be a benefit of Brexit. But then again, saying that, the EU is also trying to negotiate trade deals. If they haven't done so, have they done so already? I can't remember now. Aerospace, electricals, medical devices, cosmetics, lamb, salmon, chocolates from India. They've all got chocolates from India. There'll be things like ladies' fingers and stuff like that, and Kofi, Kofi ice cream. And biscuits and high-value cars. So, it is going to help. It's going to help the UK. There's no doubt two ways about it. Yet the right-wing flicking politicians out there are trying to make out it's going to be terrible. It's sad that they sometimes, if old Donald Trump does stuff that I agree with, or I think it's not a good idea, what have you, well then quite frankly, I would actually say so. I kind of agree with that one. I have done in the past. Why can't people on the right just say, oh, that's a good idea, that would be good for the UK, not say, yeah, but, it is frustrating. Because those on the left tend to actually say if something on the right is fairly good, and via their vote. They vote for it. If something on the right makes sense. I just find it absolutely ridiculous and it's just because it's Labour. And the British people hate Keir Starmer. They really do, because over the winter fuel allowance and class for national insurance contributions, that has been dragged through the bloody mill, it has, and it's ridiculous. And obviously the farmers, you name it, it's been dragged through the mill. The farmers, the pensioners, the majority of them voted for Brexit, and that is the reason why they are in the shit. We have not got the access we did once have with our closest trading partner. Look what's happening between Canada and the United States. It's not exactly helping either of them, is it? All this animosity that's going across across that border. Well, look what's happened in Europe. It's like we never learn. We never learn by our own mistakes. That is literally the definition of an fucking idiot. So if you're voting for someone like Nigel Farage, the man who brought you Brexit, the man who brought you fucking death to the fishermen, the farmers, and decent roads. The man who brought you the Farage garages and poop in brown paper bags beside those Farage garages and pee in wide-neck plastic bowls. Well, that is Nigel Farage. Ain't he great? Yeah, Nigel, yeah. What an absolute... You know what I mean. Anyway... How do you feel about the trade deal between the United Kingdom and India? Is it a step forward or is it a step backwards? Please leave it in the comments down below. And if you want to support the channel, you can do it on Patreon or buy us a coffee. And the links are down below that we are. Keep the channel going, you know. Yeah, need all the help we can get. We do. But please just boot the old like button. Toodaloo.